So I'm not used to the Zoom platform. I'm used to a different platform. So I was having technical difficulties and had to jump on my um, personal computer here. So I wanted to share with you, obviously, a presentation that I have done, but I unfortunately can't get that to work for me right now. So I apologize for that. But my name is Ellen Peters, and I hope somebody will cut me off when my time is done. Typically, I do presentation and it's about an hour long. So I'm going to try to kind of condense this into 10 minutes. But I'm the proactive recruiter for the RCMP. I'm going to hopefully do some of these showcase going forward and kind of highlight different things in each of the presentations that I do. But I am the recruiter for police officers. And so I travel around doing different presentations and information sessions. There's lots of great information on our website available as well, as far as how you can reach me and if you wanted to come to one of our longer sessions. But and there's two different sides to our organization in the RCMP. So you have the police officer side, which I actively recruit for. And then we also have the civilian side. And so one of those showcases, what I will do is speak about those civilian job opportunities if you're not interested in becoming a police officer. If you are interested in joining the RCMP, we do have 29,000 employees, and thousands of them are across the country. And in order to be a police officer, you have to be 18. You have to speak English or French. You do not have to be bilingual. If you speak multiple languages, that is an asset to us, obviously. You do have to be a Canadian citizen or have your permanent resident status for 3 years. You have to have a driver's license, and I'm trying to think off the top. I don't know if I said grade 12, but if you're all here, you probably all go to university. So you probably all have a grade 12. So those are our only basic requirements that you need to have in order to apply. To apply for any job in the RCMP, whether it's as a police officer or on our civilian side of the house, you go to the Government of Canada website. So the jobs.gc.ca website, and you can find any job that's available right now. Post it there. I tell people if you're interested in any job within our organization, it's important to kind of go back every 2 weeks and check that, because they're constantly posting new jobs that are available. And on the civilian side of the RCMP, the requirements are different depending upon the job. On the police officer side, again, I just named the 5 basic requirements. A disqualifier, so something that would prevent you from applying or being successful with us, obviously would be a criminal record. If you have any charges pending in court in Canada or in any other country. And if you've partaked, meaning if you have been involved in any serious crime. So serious crime could be anything from like a war crime to human trafficking, along those lines. I'm not necessarily talking about getting a speeding ticket. And we obviously have a process. Our process for the application takes about 6 to 8 months to get in. So it starts with you applying on that Government of Canada website. It goes to me, the recruiter in PEI. If you live in a different province, maybe some of you are, I'm not really sure what the requirements were to get into this presentation. But if you live here in PEI, you would come with me and I would do a mandatory presentation. You do have an assessment, which is like an exam, but you do it online. It takes about an hour and a half. There's an interview. There's a medical component to it as well. So that would involve psychological and medical. And then there's a field investigation and security clearance. So I say that's kind of where we do our homework. And we go back through the last 10 years of your life and just verify the information that you told us is true, and to make sure that you're reliable and that you're suitable to do this job as police officer. Once you get through that application process, our training for the police officer side, for that job within our organization, it's in Regina, Saskatchewan. It's 26 weeks long. And one of the differences with us compared to other municipal police forces is that we pay you. So we fly you out to Regina and we pay you $525 a week to go to the training. All of your accommodations are paid for. All of your meals are paid for. All of your kit and clothing is paid for. At the end of that 26 weeks, we fly you home. We make those arrangements and fly you home. And then if you are moving, which I'm going to talk about here shortly, if you are moving, we pay for the moving company to move you. And then you start your 6 months of field training. So once you go to training, and I always refer to it like a campus like UPEI or Holland College. It's just we're specializing in policing. So all of the classes that you have are with different instructors. It's policing, it's firearms, it's fitness. You don't need to have any previous training. So you don't need an undergrad, you don't need any other courses or anything. Literally, you need to have those basic requirements I talked about: 18, your grade 12, speak English or French, have a driver's license, and be a Canadian citizen or have your permanent resident status for 3 years. So if you meet those requirements, that is all you need for the training, and we will develop the skills that you need. When you graduate Depot, you then have 6 months of on the field training. So we put you with an experienced police officer that helps you transition from training into real life policing. You start making $68,000. So when you graduate, for the first 6 months, you're at $68,000. And then within 36 months, you go up to $106,000. We have very competitive pension and benefits, and our pay is very competitive as well. One of the other workshops I'm hoping to do is to talk about all of the opportunities within the RCMP on the police officer side of things. So you go to training, you graduate. We like to see you doing general duty policing for about 3 to 5 years, because we believe that that's the foundation for your policing career. But we have 150 different jobs that you can do as a police officer within our organization. And so that's one of the other things that makes us very competitive to other municipal police forces, is the mere size of our organization. And with that comes opportunity. The mobility piece, I quickly want to talk about. Right now, within the RCMP, the mobility piece is not mandatory. So our new commissioner removed that. So we have seen someone from Prince Edward Island join, go to training, graduate, and last Monday, they started back here in PEI. They did not move. So that mobility piece, I have normally 2 barriers. There's lots of barriers. So I am here obviously to support people. If language is a barrier, if there's a learning disability, if there's anything like that, that's preventing you from being successful in the application process, I am here to support you. But the 2 barriers I get, I guess, heard of the most is the mobility piece, where people are not willing to move. So right now that is removed. That mobility piece is kind of key when it comes to if you want to do one of those 150 different jobs. Like, we don't have 150 specialized units here in PEI. So sometimes that mobility piece has to go with that specialization. The other barrier I hear is people don't have their permanent resident status for 3 years. And unfortunately, that is a requirement for your security clearance. So you need to have your PR for 3 years before you can apply. But we do have a program. I know I'm running out of time. We do have a program. It's called our Diverse and Inclusive Pre-Cadet Training Program. And it's 3 weeks long. And it's for people that are interested in a career with the RCMP, but maybe don't have their permanent resident status, or maybe there's other barriers that's preventing them from being successful. And we fly you out to Depot, and it's 3 weeks long. And then we set you up with a mentor. And that mentor is there for you throughout that process, as well as when you return home, to try to help you through and see if we can get you to be successful in that application process. So there's lots of different opportunities. There's lots of different things available. I know you guys are obviously older, but we have different youth programs. We have different Indigenous programs. So we have the Indigenous Pre-Cadet Training Program. You have to be between 19 and 29 to apply for that. And that's very similar to that diverse pre-cadet experience I was talking about, where we send you to Depot for 3 weeks and we pay for all of that. So I know that I'm probably out of time, and I'm here for questions. I'd love questions. If not, you can email me as well, and I can get in touch with you.